Do you need help or?
I'm gonna go get her back and come.
Yeah.
She just ran off to the terrace. Make yourself at home.
Yes, sure.
Lily! My name is Anjana, and ever since I can remember, I've been in love with dogs. And as you can see, that's why I've collected, I think, so many animals. Um, what else? Hobbies per se, I don't know what to say, talk about. I enjoy music a lot, enjoy reading. I think, but I'm the happiest when I'm with my animals.
Right.
So.
Do you like travel as well?
I do. I love to travel, but the last year, of course, travel has been restricted. But yes, I love. I have wanderlust, and if it were up to me, I would go everywhere in the world. But yeah, come back to these places.
Yeah. Don't you take them with you?
We do some vacations with them. Yes, and in fact, it's important for them also to get a break and take some vacations. We try to do outdoor spaces in hills. Or beaches or anything open where they can run around. But we also do vacations without them because it's important for us also to have some time free, child free, if I can say that. So yeah.
Okay. Now, what's your profession?
So I'm an animal assisted therapist, which means first and foremost I'm a therapist and a counselor, and my specialization is in animal assisted therapy. So these guys, specifically these two, help me to improve the mental health of my clients' lives, right? And I integrate them and little techniques and stuff that, activities that we can do with them into the treatment plan that is already existing before from the psychological aspect. So yeah, I like to think that I help people live their lives to the best of their ability. What they would like from life, they try and achieve that, and then I also help a lot of people that are, I think, in pain and help process that. So it's an intense job, but I think personally it's been very rewarding.
And how many of them do you work with?
So I have 2 dogs and 2 cats. I have one of my dogs, my older dog Lily, that's her, and my older cat Arya. They are the experienced co-therapists of mine. Loki has not done a lot of sessions. He has interacted with a lot of people, and he is eligible to be a therapy cat, but he has not gotten any on-field experience yet. And Cherry, who is my youngest puppy, she's still in training. We're still kind of letting her grow and her personality set in, and then we'll see if she's eligible, fits the criteria to be a therapy dog. A large part of which is just enjoying this work, right? Hi Loki. He'll come, but he'll come the way he wants to come.
He keeps looking outside the window.
Yeah. This is one thing he does. If I open this, go. It's a game. Every once in a while, he'll come here to open it, he'll go from here and come from here.
So it seems like all of them have a specific personality.
Yes.
Right. So can you tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah, so all of them are rescues. That's something, my first dog, who's not any of them, one before this, was a rescue. And after that, I've never gone back to purchasing a dog, I think. And I believe in rescues. There are so many homeless pets out there that when given a good, stable home, a loving home, can really benefit. And it's a mutual beneficial, So, so my oldest is Lily. She's about 7 years now, we think. Because she was a rescue, we don't know how old she is actually. When she was rescued, they thought she was 13 or 14 years old based on the condition of her physical body. But after some medical treatment and some time and love and food, they figured out that she was actually just about 3.5 years old. Again, that's a guesstimate. But she's had a very difficult life on the streets. She was physically and sexually abused by somebody. She had a couple of litters of puppies and lost them all. And also she was very, very skinny, no shelter, no food. So she, despite all these really difficult circumstances, is one of the gentlest, most accepting and loving souls I know. And then there's my second eldest, who's Arya. He's actually the first one that I adopted. He's about almost 5. He's 5.5 now. And he also has a very zen, we call him the Buddha personality. He's very calm and composed and at peace, and I like to think he's very present in the moment. And just by being that, he really helps me and my clients also join him in being present in that moment. And then there's Loki, who's my third. There's a reason we named him Loki. He's exactly like Loki. He's god of mischief, very active, and he's very independent, fiercely independent, and that's something that I think has brought some balance to this equation with the rest of them, because they are all so very dependent on us for food, love, shelter, and social needs as well. Loki has taught me that you can be dependent to an extent and then be independent also. And then there's my youngest, who has been the least visible so far.
Yeah.
She's also a rescue. She's about a year old now. When she's at her relaxed best, right, she's very, very playful. So she's like the child amongst all of us.
So I had this conceived notion much earlier, which was on whether there is really a bond with humans and animals. I initially I will not say that it's not there, but I did feel like that people needed people ultimately. But that does not mean people and animal cannot get together, but there is this gap that only a person can fulfill and not an animal.
Well, I look at it the other way. I feel like the gap is created sometimes by the people, and that's the gap that the animals can fill sometimes, because so much of what we expect from people, again, it's expectations, it's very not tangible concepts, right? What's in my head might not be necessarily what is in your head when I say something to you. So these guys cut out all that. I don't want to call it bullshit, but it's just layers and layers, like I said. They just cut through all of that and go straight to behavior, intentionality, and you and me right now. That's it. Are we good right now? If you're good right now, we're good for it. One of my favorite stories, actually. I had a suicidal teenager client at one point, and she used to work specifically with this one house at that center. They had a very good relationship. In fact, my client and our therapy house had a relationship before I even worked at that center. So I know that I was the new person in this relationship. This time, when my client and I went to the bar and we got his harness and we got, all the stuff that we used, his grooming kit and everything. We approached him, and he just turned away and walked away from us. So again, we tried approaching a couple of times, and he consistently refused to engage. So a big part of animal assisted therapy is also giving the animal a choice to engage in the process. And since he was choosing not to, we just let him be. And we stayed in his physical proximity in the area, but we didn't engage with him. And I just, again, this is something I noted, so I mentioned it very casually to my client. It's like, that's strange that he doesn't want to engage today with you. He's always so happy to see you otherwise. And she broke down immediately, and I wasn't able to tell what the trigger was, what happened. And as she broke down, and she was initially, the trigger was, I think she felt bad, that almost a form of rejection from him, if I can extrapolate. But the minute she broke down and said, actually, I've not been doing okay, and there was just so many things going on at home, it was very chaotic for her. Corey walks over from the opposite end of the arena, walks right up into her face, places his head on her shoulder, and does what, his breathing, which he does. And it was, for both of us, just shocking because he came literally from nowhere and again engaged. And that was my first experience. I'd heard this, I'd been trained in this, but to see the minute the mask came off and authenticity was there, whether it was good or bad, I mean, good and bad are very human terms, it was real, and that's all he wanted. He just wanted to engage with what was real.
But like we shouldn't look or something, right?
Yeah, then avoid direct eye contact. Okay, baby. Okay. Bye. Bye. Let's sit up on the sofa. Good girl. I guess actually I'm asking you to come up. Thank you.
Okay.
She was not allowed on the couch and beds for the first 3 years that she was with me. 2 minutes, can you sit on this couch? The teeniest tiny bit harder because you were so patient.
It's fine. It's fine. That's the point.
That is his point. That's pretty much it. And that's what I enjoy working with in therapy, because it's good to bring that difference once in a while. Come here. Move the bum. Run by your paw.
It's a very nice feeling to be like welcomed so nicely, and like everybody's out, everybody's like, hi, where have you been? Yes. I wasn't actually initially, I didn't come for animal assisted therapy, it just happened along the way. I was seeking therapy actually. And so I went to meet Anjana, and I knew that it was also animal assisted, so I was curious. So basically it was Lily for the most part, and then it was Arya, and Cherry is very recent. Yeah, so I think that's why Lily is like my favorite, because I've like gone through so much with Lily, and like I said earlier, I'm scared of dogs.
So how have they really helped you personally?
In so many ways, I would say, with trust issues that I had, being very straightforward with what I want. Like, it's just like, okay, I want this and give me this now. Like, I've learned a lot of that from Lily. They've calmed me down a lot. So if I'm upset about something, or they will sense it. They sense every emotion that you're having, basically. It's just like they tell you that they're there for you without actually telling you that they're there for you. They show you that they're there, and they comfort you sometimes when you don't realize you need that comfort, and that little cuddle, or that calming down, or sometimes they tell you things that you don't know.
So do you think you would like to have a pet as well at some
I've
point?
actually really considered it. I'm not kidding. I don't think I've even told you this. I've actually considered adopting a puppy, and I'm like, it's a lot of work, I know, but my work is a bit erratic, so I don't know if it would work. But I have warmed up to the idea a lot more. Yeah.
So I just wanted to know, like, you could have gone for German Shepherds, Dalmatians, Pugs, Beagles, Retrievers. There's so many pets you could have gone for, but you chose rescue pets. Especially, Lily, given the condition that she was in the beginning, right? Like, she was not well, and given that condition, you seek Lily for the purpose of therapy as well, for purpose of therapy assistant as well. So I wanted to know, the 4 pets, why did you choose rescue?
Couple of reasons. The first one mostly is rescues find find homes with a lot of difficulty. So there, at any given point of time in the adoption scene or the dog buying scene also, the likelihood that a shepherd, a Labrador, a Retriever is going to find a home is so much higher than if Cherry or Lily or I have 2-3 dogs on the road here as well. They're not going to find a home, and the optics and what we call layers and the human bullshit, right? Shepherd or Retriever, those are all things that I think humans are more concerned with than dogs. While there definitely is, each breed has their own merit and there are certain things that are their strengths and qualities. At the end of the day, I think a dog is a dog.
Basically, there's no difference between a street dog, a street cat, and
On the inside, no, I don't think so. The difference is what, if any, would be what their environment brings out in them, which is the lack of, again, safety, food and shelter.
so with the rising population of these street animals, is there any solution we have right now?
So the good animal birth control program will take care of, sterilize them, right, neuter them or spay them, and then return them to the space that they actually lived in stray. So you're not actually supposed to take a dog away from that space because they are territorial, right? And so they live their natural lives further. And if they get adopted, great. If they don't, they live their natural lives, and eventually there isn't. The problem is when these strays reproduce and then there's litters and litters and litters.
But what about, their lives are still very difficult out on the street, right? Or is that fine that they can, since they are bound
Do they have a choice, Pratik? I don't know how reliable are we as a species. What do you think? I wouldn't want to be caught on the, in that situation, relying only on a human's kindness. Because I'm sure you've been there, I know I've been there, and I've been disappointed a lot before.